Over the last 10 years, you've shared your stories and experiences with us, good and bad. You've told us what's working and what isn't when it comes to health and social care. With your help, we've been able to improve services for everyone. But nothing would have changed if local people hadn't spoken up about their care and services hadn't listened. To mark our first decade, we want to celebrate Healthwatch heroes who've championed change over the last 10 years, resulting in better health and care. Tracey Buckingham and Tara Riddle have been campaigning locally and nationally to ensure patients with hypothyroidism get the best treatment possible for their care.
Well, we are both hypothyroid patients, which means underactive thyroid. I was diagnosed about 30 years ago. Most people feel well on the first line treatment for hypothyroidism. The first line treatment is called levothyroxine, which is known as T4. Most people are fine on that, but there's a significant cohort of people who are not well on it. And if you're not treated well, if you're untreated with hypothyroidism, it can affect most areas of your life, and it affects all your body systems. So it really is quite profound effects sometimes. Brain fog, weight gain, depression, heart problems, high cholesterol, blood sugar problems, all sorts of things. So it's really something that I think a lot of people don't realise how much the thyroid can affect your life, and it seems as though it's going to be easily treated, but it's not always the case.
Tracey was having exactly the same issue.
And I tried to access this medication and was refused it. And I ended up having to, after many years of trying to access this medication, to go private. And I was given a private prescription, and within days it really relieved all of my symptoms, and I was back to my normal self. I was able to go back to work eventually, look after my family more, in a better way. But the reason that this medication is refused to thyroid patients was because of the pharmaceutical company who was making the medication. It's a thyroid hormone. They were price hiking, and they've since been found guilty of price hiking by the CMA. So patients all over the UK and here in Norfolk just couldn't get access to the medication that they needed to be well.
Tracey realised she wasn't the only person in that situation and thought it would be good to help others also struggling.
I set up a group because I knew there's other patients like me, and so I set up a group called the Thyroid Support Group Norfolk, or TSGN, which can be found on Facebook. And as we, through that group, I met Tara, and together we started our campaign. So we started off very gradually with the help of Healthwatch, and the group grew and grew and grew, and we were astonished to find out just how many patients in Norfolk or Norfolk and Waveney area were affected.
Quite soon after our group started, we learned about Healthwatch and went along to the AGM and approached them there. And they showed an interest and would like to hear more about it. And we met up properly, and the rest is history. They've supported us ever since. I don't think we could have done it without them.
So they helped us sort of navigate the commissioning services, who to speak to. We got a lot of information, a lot of reports together, so we had really good, robust campaign information. But what we really helped us with was to form positive relationships within the local NHS. So we were able to have really good discussions and calm discussions that were really taken on board. And since then, we still talk to people in the CCG on occasions, and we keep them up to date. They keep us up to date.
After a lot of meetings, work, research and effort, It's meant a more positive outlook for Norfolk people with hypothyroidism.
In Norfolk, it's great, and patients are reporting that, now that they are getting T3 and their lives are being changed. But the situation is different across the country. In fact, most places it's pretty bad. Patients are really struggling. They aren't allowed to start T3, or it's even taken away from them when they're well on it. And it does affect them in so many ways. So we now, as well as running Thyroid Support Group Norfolk, we also run another group called ITT, Improved Thyroid Treatment, which is a national group. That's also found on Facebook. But we work alongside some of the thyroid charities like Thyroid UK and the Thyroid Trust. And we've written 4 or 5 major reports together for the NHS England, or one was requested by the House of Lords, wasn't it? And Department of Health they've been to. So we are gaining something, we're gaining recognition.
Healthwatch Norfolk wanted to reward both Tracey and Tara for their efforts and make them Healthwatch heroes.
We're just humbled and delighted, really, to accept the award on behalf of the patients that we represent. Because it's not just us. I know we've sort of done the hard work.
But it wasn't just for us. There were so many people out there who never had. We were astounded when we first heard the news, but delighted.
Yeah, we're delighted.
But also, mustn't forget to give thanks to Healthwatch for helping us along the way. I think they were instrumental in achieving what we've done in Norfolk. So now we want to push it on a little bit more.
And that's where we hope Healthwatch England might even think this is a worthwhile campaign to take up nationally.
Especially as it affects a huge number of people. A huge number of people are affected.
Without your stories, good and bad, we couldn't affect change where it matters most. Whether you spoke to us at an event, over the phone, or left a comment online, we want to let you know it mattered. Thank you.